Good morning, families. Today we are going to talk about skills that promote scissor use. And when you think about using scissors, especially for young children, that's a very complex task. I mean, not only are children using their fingers and thumb, but they're also using two hands together in that hand-eye coordination as well. So today I'm going to share some different levels of activities to use to promote that scissor use. If your child does have a fine motor delay or has an IEP goal that uses classroom tools, this is a good activity to use. Also, children just love to use scissors, so it never hurts to practice this skill. So one of the first things that children are taught is how to hold the scissors correctly. And then the first skill is that snipping. So it's just the open and close of scissors. One way to practice that is you can either, if you're playing with Play-Doh, you can roll out the Play-Doh, and a lot of times they say roll out the dough and make a snake. So it's a long piece of Play-Doh, and then they take it and they just practice snipping pieces off. With that, they do have Play-Doh scissors that are completely plastic, and they work just fine to practice snipping. You can also make little strips like this, and I just put stickers here. You don't have to put stickers in here, and you don't have to make lines, but this is that practicing of that hand-eye coordination of staying on the line. They could just snip random paper as well, but what they're doing is they're holding the paper with one hand and then using the scissors to snip on the line and snip again all the way down. After they have mastered just snipping that open and closing, the next skill would be to open and close going forward. So a lot of times we use just a straight line. We want to try to stay on that line, and with most of my children I do highlight this line and stop at the truck because we want them to stop at the end, not go all the way to the end. So they're going to practice snipping all the way up, holding one hand holds the paper and the other hand cuts up. So they're going to work on just opening, closing, and moving forward with this type of activity. So if your child's here, a lot of times children will get the scissors and then they'll like twist their arms and try to not hold them correctly. So a little trick, if they're still working on holding them correctly and snipping forward, is you can take this paper and tape it on the edge of your table so it hangs down like this, and then have your child sit on the floor. And when they're sitting on the floor below it, it forces their wrist to go up and cut instead of being turning and going all different ways. They have to go up and cut. So it's a way to practice this one. After they're able to stay on that straight line and cut, we then kind of move towards changing directions when you cut. So we might start with shapes like a square. So you're cutting that straight line again, but now you're turning the paper and cutting another straight line, turning the paper and cutting another straight line. So you're just changing directions on the paper. After that, we have that curved line. So initially it might just be a little bit of a curve in the line, so you're just kind of practicing that maneuvering just a little bit when you cut to get all the way to the truck. And eventually you're going to practice cutting all the way around a circle, so you're just going to continue to cut. So this, I'm going to actually link or put all of these in my email so that you have access to these and you can print them off and practice scissor cutting at home depending on where your child is. I do know that some children initially may have difficulty opening and closing at first. Maybe they don't have that muscle strength in their fingers. So I do keep a set of scissors like this with me, and what these scissors do, it forces the hands to hold the scissors correctly. The handle's a little different, but it also has like a spring here. So you can push this back and it forces, it's a spring-loaded scissors, so it automatically pops open after. So they start to feel that motion if they're having difficulty with that. And then you can slowly take it away. So then they have to use their muscles to open and close. But these ones I bought just at Walmart or Target or something like that. If your child needs this, I suggest always using traditional scissors first. And then if you're finding they're really struggling, try with a spring-loaded and slowly ease them off. If you have any questions or anything, please let me know. Thank you. Bye.